to that February 9th deadline. I think Brooklyn's going to be active. I think they're going to look to upgrade. And I think as Richard said, particularly in the front court.
Nets World, it's your boy AJ back again. It's Nets Kingdom. Hashtag we go hard. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any breaking Nets news. Also follow me on Instagram at Nets Kingdom AJ. Also follow us on all social platforms, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Type in Nets Kingdom and you will find us. Another announcement, new merch. New merch is in stores. Make sure you type in netskingdom.org. Get your latest merch. We got Yuta the Shooter sweatshirts. We got nice NK hoodies. So check out the merch, netskingdom.org. Type that in. Also members on YouTube. We're now accepting members on only. So if you want to join the members, just hit that join button and join the members. You get perks, special exclusives for the members, so stay tuned for that. Now, we're here to talk about John Collins. Should the Nets do it? I'm basically creating this video because the Nets have been linked to John Collins. This is trade season. A lot of trade rumors are coming up. The trade deadline is coming up on February 8th, February 9th. So we're going to get into it. We've been linked to John Collins, so we're going to talk about it. Now, let me read this report right here by Nets Wire US Today. Shout out to the Nets Wire. The Atlanta Hawks forward John Collins representatives have been allowed by the Hawks front office to seek a trade on their own. According to a report by Marc Stein on Saturday, this move makes it easier for Collins to find his way to the Brooklyn Nets since he's allowed to seek a trade by his own requirements. Now let me read this quote by Marc Stein. Marc Stein said, "This widely expected deal obviously hasn't materialized yet, while Atlanta's front office is only just emerging from the throes of the sort of this in-season overhaul. You rarely see thanks to the sudden transfer of power from Travis Schlenk to Landry Fields and Nick Ressler, the son of the Hawks owner Tony Ressler, has been reported for weeks now, varying degrees of interest, and Collins have been registered by Washington, Utah, Brooklyn, and Indiana." So it looks like the Nets are interested in John Collins. Now we think about John Collins. He's 6'9", 226 pounds, 6'11" wingspan, 30-inch vertical, one of the most athletic forwards in the NBA today. Now this season he's averaging 13 points, 8 rebounds, 1.3 blocks per game, shooting 50% from the field. That's pretty good. And 23% from three. Oof, that's pretty bad. At 3.2 attempts per game. Now, a lot of people have been saying John Collins is having a bad year. He has regressed because he's typically a great shooter from three. We look at his three-point percentages. He shot 36 last year. Wow, that's good. He shot 40% the year before that, and he shot 40% from three in 2019. So why this year is John Collins dropped all the way to 23%? It could be a various amount of reasons. Now, let me list the number one reason probably is his usage rate is very low. He has a usage rate of 17.3% this season. Now, you look at his career, this is basically the lowest usage rate he has ever had since he actually got into the NBA rookie year. He had actually had a higher usage rate his rookie year than he has this year, which is crazy. So his usage rate has been really, really down. Number two, his attempts have dropped. John Collins is taking 10 attempts per game this year. That's his second worst besides his rookie year where he averaged 7 attempts per game. So his attempts are way, way down. They're not using John Collins like they usually do. Number three, the drama, and he is disgruntled. There's been a lot of drama with the Hawks this year. The head coach came out and said he must resign. He might resign. Trae Young's not going to practice some days. There's reports of John Collins having issues with Trae Young. So there's a lot of drama going on with the Hawks, change in front office. So we think about this. With all this going on with the Hawks, the coach possibly resigning, Trae Young drama. The Hawks been trying to trade John Collins for years now. Years. So it's like this drama is just kind of getting crazy this season. So I don't know. You guys tell me in the comments. If you're John Collins, would you guys play your absolute best basketball right now? This team is basically saying, here, John Collins, we don't want you. Tell your agent to find you some trades, So it's like, and then you're having issues with Trey, the coach, everybody's like, there's a lot of tension. So you guys tell me in the comments, if you guys are going through that, would you be playing your best basketball, the best basketball you can? I'm trying to figure out, would John Collins be, do you guys think he's disgruntled and not playing towards his best, or is his shooting just not good? But there's a lot of reasons. So there's various amount of reasons. So let's figure this out. Why would Sean Marks want John Collins? Let's break it down. We'll do the pros and cons with John Collins. Well, I think he would help the Nets, and we will talk about some of his weaknesses also. One reason I think Sean Marks wants John Collins is the obvious reason is his rebounding. He's one of the best rebounding bigs in the NBA. We look at the Brooklyn Nets' biggest weakness is rebounding. The Nets are last in the NBA in total rebounds per game. They're 28th in opponent offensive rebounds per game. You get the point. The Nets are a very, very bad rebounding team when it comes to boxing out and not letting teams get second chance points on us. Now, John Collins is averaging 8 rebounds. His usage rate is way down. Playing with a rebound champion, Clint Capella, and another great rebounder in Okongwu, I'm kind of shocked how John Collins is averaging 8 rebounds right now with Clint Capella and Okongwu. It's two great rebounders on his team, and he's still averaging 8 rebounds. So I just can imagine if he comes to the Nets, how much rebounds he would average. Now, he's at the top of the NBA in rebounding for his position. I think he's like a top 10 or at least 12 in this position. So the rebounding is the super key. He's just so athletic. The rebounding is key. Why Sean Marks? That's probably the number one reason why Sean Marks wants him. Number 2 reason is the versatility. Now, we think about John Collins' versatility. You look at the way we built this roster, it's all about length, switchability, guys being versatile, being able to guard multiple positions, tall guys that can handle and shoot. We are just such a versatile team this year, so I think that's John Collins adds to that. You think about him, he's 6'9", he can jump out the roof, 6'11" wingspan. A lot of people talk about John Collins being able to switch. I'll show you some film right here. He can switch. I'm not saying he can switch on the guards and he's going to guard guys like Ben Simmons and Claxton. I'm not saying that. But he does have the ability to switch and move his feet. You see here he's guarding Giannis on the switch. He actually switches and then he's guarding Giannis. A lot of these possessions of Giannis one-on-one, he has the length and he has the size, the strength to stay with Giannis on that switch. A lot of the big guys on Embiid on the switch. I think he's capable of switching, but it's not like to the level of Claxton or Ben Simmons. He can switch, but I think when it gets to guards, that's when he kind of struggles with the switch. But he does have the ability to switch, so it is versatile. Again, he's able to shoot the 3. He's able to shoot an open 3. And the good thing about John Collins that people forget, he's a great free throw shooter. He's a really, really good free throw shooter. So it's nice to have a big that can shoot free throws because we have 2 guys that that have trouble shooting free throws, and Claxton and Ben Simmons. So when John Collins gets to the foul line, he's like a high 85% free throw shooter for his career, and he'll be good for him, good for us because we have a guy that can shoot free throws. He's a really, really good free throw shooter. Now, number 3 is his athleticism / rim protection. I think Sean Marks would love that because he's one of the athletic guys in the league. He can rim protect. He averages 1.8 blocks per game. He just does a great job. If you look at these film here, he does a great job of just going straight up, staying vertical. He's has such a great vertical. It's like he just always goes straight up, keeps his hands straight up, and it just bothers guys. Again, he can block shots too. We can't have enough rim protection. We already got Nick Claxton, who's leading the league in blocks. We got KD, who's a great rim protector. Now you're going to add John Collins to that. This team will just be a force just at the rim protection because he's another guy that can block shots at 1.6 per game. He will just add to that blocks per game, add to that rim protection, just make our defense a little bit better. I think that John Collins could help this team. Again, defense, rebounding, versatility. Those are basically the 3 reasons I think that Sean Marks would love to have John Collins on his team and why he's interested in John Collins. Now we think about the cons of adding John Collins. I think there's one major con of adding John Collins is the spacing. Now, a lot of people worry about the spacing. If we trade for John Collins, he continues to shoot poorly, it could cause some frustration with certain lineups because we already have 2 non-shooters with Ben and Clax. So adding John Collins to the mix, he can cause issues clogging the paint if we don't put him in the right lineups. He likes to roll a lot when he does the pick and roll. He's a great roller. Now, John Collins can pick and pop, but his main go-to is that pick and roll. He loves to pick and roll because he's so athletic. He can, and you think about the playmaking with Ben Simmons. He's going from Trae Young, a guy who looks for his shot most of the time. I mean, Trae Young does pass, but Ben Simmons doesn't even look for it. Ben Simmons is going to just unlock John Collins. It's going to be a dynamic duo because the alleys, the passes, Ben Simmons doesn't even look for his own shot. So pair that with John Collins, he's going to be able to just throw that pass. But other than that, again, we'll go back to the cons. He's a roller, and if he shoots bad, it's going to add another spacing issue. You don't want 3 non-shooters on the court at the same time with Ben Simmons, Clax, and John Collins. It could add some spacing issues. I think the way to figure that out is if Jacques Vaughn can just fix the lineups, adjust the lineups. Do you bring John Collins off the bench and put him at the small ball 5? Or do you sit Ben Simmons and you put John Collins in the starting lineup with Claxton and you add another shooter? So you got 4 shooters and then you put Claxton at the 5. It's like, I think it depends on the lineups. It's fixable. I think it's fixable with the lineups. But again, it's a big major issue that Nets fans are worried about with John Collins is the spacing issue. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about John Collins. Do you guys want John Collins on the team? Do you think he would help? Do you guys think he's a bum? Do you guys think that you don't want, you want somebody else for Sean Marks to target? I think it really depends how you mix and match John Collins with the lineups with this Nets team that he can be the best use. Me personally, I think he can help this team, and I wouldn't mind John Collins on this team. Now, what did the Hawks want for him? I think the Hawks, they first put out a report that said they wanted a Rudy Gobert trade kind of offer for him, but they realized they were kind of delusional. So now they're just saying that they want a quality role player for John Collins. So I think the only way we do that is with a 3-team trade, because I don't think we have the assets to get John Collins straight up with the Hawks. I think we need to involve a 3rd team to get John Collins, and I'd rather us trade 2 guys for John Collins. That way, when we get John Collins, we have an open roster spot and we can sign another guy. It has to be a double move. I think for us to make this trade work, we get John Collins, ship out 2 guys, is it Joe Harris or somebody else, and we get another roster spot so we can sign a backup big or a backup point guard, fill that hole also. But let me know in the comments how you guys feel about John Collins. It's your boy AJ. Again, the Nets are interested. They've been linked to John Collins, so let me know. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell. John Collins, let me know. It's your boy AJ. I'm out.